Video Horror Society is a very different game from Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight is a cat and mouse game, and Video Horror Society is a fight to the death. So you're coming from Dead by Daylight to VHS. That's why you clicked on this video. Okay, I don't know exactly why you clicked on this video, but I can assume that's the reason. Welcome to VHS. You've probably played a few matches and are super confused as to what to do in this game. Well, I'm here to teach you how to play this very different asymmetrical horror game. I'm a random nerd, I make VHS content, and I'm here to teach you So here's something I should get out of the way first. Your skills will not transfer over to VHS from Dead by Daylight. I know what you're thinking. Dead by Daylight and VHS look so similar. My skills should transfer over and I should dominate, right?
No!
Like I said earlier, Dead by Daylight is a cat and mouse game. VHS is a fight to the death. To say your skills will transfer over from DVD to VHS is like saying your skills will transfer over from Call of Duty to TF2 or Overwatch. You understand the basic idea of the game, but you have to change the way you play because the games are so different. How you play the game and how you work with your team will impact the outcome of the match. Unless you're playing Monster, in which you have no friends, you're on a team by yourself.
Why you bully me?
But don't worry, I'll help you adjust to this new way of playing. So let's get started by breaking down each role. Teens are the survivors of this game, but rather than focusing on escaping, their goal is to make weapons and deal damage to each of the monster's Sigmas to kill them. The game ends when one team is dead. There is no escaping, there is no hatch if you're the last person alive. This is a fight to the death, and the team that doesn't make it out alive is the one that loses. Looping is not as effective in this game, and the P3 Claudette who hides in the corner the entire game will eventually have to come out and help you fight if they want to win. Instead of generators, you will need to make weapons to deal damage to each of the monster's 4 Sigmas. There are 4 Sigma types, and there are 2 stations on each map for each Sigma. The crafting times are far shorter than generators in Dead by Daylight, but there are still skill checks, so be careful. The 4 weapons you will start out with are the Flamethrower for fire, the Holy Cross for purify, the Cursed Sword for cursed, and the Ray Gun for shock. Now if you don't like using these weapons, deal with it, dude. Nah, I'm just kidding. You can unlock more by simply crafting or using the weapons you already have. Once you deal enough damage with a weapon, you will cleanse the Sigma and banish the monster. While the monster is banished, they are invisible, but also can't see you. After a short duration, they will respawn, and you can hear where they're respawning by listening to this sound. As well as the tape recorder sound when they respawn. Subsequent hits with the same weapon type will stun the monster rather than banish them, which can be used to set up someone else to kill another Sigma if you're crafty enough. You can be healthy, injured, and down in this game like in Dead by Daylight, but there are no hook states or anything similar in this game. Instead, you have a health bar. When the monster hits you, you will lose some of your health. If you go down, your health will slowly drain over time, and if you're holding a weapon, you will lose it. While down, you can summon your Spectral to gather Orbs of Luma to help you recover faster. You will still need a teammate to pick you up though, so keep that in mind. When you're injured, you can heal yourself at a healing station, or a teammate can heal you. If the monster is enraged, it is the same thing as being exposed in Dead by Daylight. You will go down in one hit regardless of your health state. This happens when they hit multiple teams but don't down any of them, or feast long enough on a down team. If a monster is banished, stunned, or they down someone, their rage will reset completely. There are also consumable items around the map to help you. Pop cans act as a consumable sprint burst, chompy bars restore your health, noisemakers get pissed off when the monster walks near it, and the radio shows you where you and your teammates are all when you use it. Pop cans and chompy bars can be found in vending machines, and noisemakers and radios can be found in trash cans, which both require a short minigame to collect the item. Items are also scattered around the map in random spots as just regular pickups. There is one special item on the map in a locked box called the Book of the Dead. If a teammate dies, you can find this box, open it, and use the book to revive one person to a zombie, which only has a little bit of health, but still functions as a normal teammate. You cannot give weapons to your teammates, but you can give items to them if they're not holding one. To help with coordination, there's an in-game voice chat and pinging system. You can ping items, crafting stations, the monster, yourself, the list goes on forever. You can use the voice chat for coordinating ambushes, telling your team where you are and what you're doing, or this. Oh my. But let's say your team isn't talking to you or pinging. Fortunately, you can still see where they are, what items and weapons they have, and what they're doing by simply looking at your HUD. This does require some map knowledge, so take some time to learn the maps and locations. Remember how I said looping isn't as effective in this game? Notice how I said not as effective, but not impossible. You can use vaults to extend the chase a little bit, but if you want the best protection from the monster, you need a weapon. Or you need to run to your teammates who can protect you with weapons, if they have them. Your goal shouldn't be to escape the monster, your goal should be to distract it while your team makes weapons. Or if you have a weapon, keep the monster busy, reposition yourself to get an easier hit, or get to your teammates to coordinate a better attack. If you go down, that's okay. So long as there's at least one usable weapon on the board, the monster will not be able to roam around uncontested. Now that I've gone over Teen, allow me to go over... Monster mechanically plays similar to Killer in Dead by Daylight, but in this game, you are both on offense and defense. You aren't some OP killer stomping around the map, shoving your knife into unsuspecting... survivors. You're a monster, and the teams want to kill you. Each monster comes equipped with 3 abilities, one for offense, one for defense, and one for tracking and locating teams. Let's use Wart, the goodest boy in this game, as an example.
Hello?
Wart's offensive ability is his lunge, which leads him forward, which creates a small shockwave which staggers any team caught in it. Wart's defensive ability is his acid armor, which creates a small shield around his body that blocks all incoming damage, but will break if a full sigma of damage is done to it. Wart's tracking ability is his echolocation, which shoots out an echo and shows where the teams were when it comes back to you. Each monster plays differently and has different abilities, so find one that suits your playstyle. As a monster, you want to patrol weapon stations and stop teams from building weapons. The less weapons you have to deal with, the better. To make this easier, you can see where all the weapon stations are at all times. Now, once teams do get weapons, they'll try to kill you with said pesky weapons, but these can be avoided in a couple of ways. You can use your defensive ability to make weapons less effective, use your offensive ability to reposition yourself for an easier hit, you can dodge most weapons by using cover or just strafing to stop them from damaging you, or you can always just run in the opposite direction. When you do hit a team, you will scream, which will force you to look up, but also disrupts any teams nearby, which prevents them from running in and damaging you with a weapon while you're vulnerable. This also gives them a chance to run away or hide. As stated earlier, hitting and downing teams will deplete their health, and once a team's health bar is depleted enough, they will die! If you're having trouble downing teams, you have your rage bar. You can fill it by hitting teams but not downing them, or through feasting on downed teams. Feasting will slowly fill your rage bar, but will force you to look down and will also reveal your aura to all the teams, which leaves you vulnerable. Downing any teens, or being banished or stunned with a weapon will reset your rage. To help find teens, you should listen around for any audio they make. Crafting stations will make sounds to let you know they're crafting. You can listen for footsteps, which are really loud when they're running. You can listen for the sounds they make when they're injured, or you can look for any trails they leave behind when they're injured. If you lose a Sigma or 2, don't worry. You have 4 to play around with, and the more Sigmas you lose, the less weapons you have to deal with. Even against experienced teens, if you play smart, you can still win. Now if the match is progressing too slowly and no side is getting hits, an upside down triangle or the rift will spawn. Either side can claim it, and whoever gets it gets wall hacks into their team until either one side gets hit, or the timer runs out. If the timer runs out and there's still no activity, a super rift will spawn. If the teams get it, the monster instantly loses a random Sigma. If the monster gets it, they'll become enraged, all teams are staggered for a short duration, and the reveal timer will last longer. This game is very hard for newer players, but once you learn the ins and outs of this game, you will find this game a lot of fun. Even if you do lose, take some time to learn from your mistakes. Record yourself playing. Go back in your matches and think, where could I have done better? Learn from your mistakes. Don't let defeat keep you down. And most importantly, just have fun. If you want some more help learning how to play the game, I have 2 more guides on Teen and Monster. You can also join the official VHS or unofficial VHS competitive Discord I have linked in the description below. Now that covers the actual gameplay for VHS, but I still would like to discuss... Similar to Dead by Daylight's Blood Webs, VHS has a leveling system of its own called Journeys. To level up a character, you need to earn enough experience in a match while playing as them. By leveling up a character, you gain aura points for their journey, which can be used to unlock cosmetics, flux, perk slots, perk points, and the character's perks themselves. There are 3 parts to a character's journey, called acts. Once you finish a character's act, all the perks you unlock from that act will be unlocked for all your characters. Each character has a max of 5 perk slots and 30 perk points, and each perk is separated into 3 tiers. This means you can't just run only the best perks in the game. You gotta use your big brain to figure out which build works best for you. On top of perks, you have mods for weapons and mutations for monsters. Mods can change the way some of your weapons work, and mutations can change the way the monster's abilities works. Mods can be unlocked by leveling up the weapon you want the mod on, and mutations can be unlocked in the monster's journey. In conjunction with journeys, you have movie challenges, which when completed, will reward you with flux, cosmetics, profile banners, and a little bit of lore. This game offers a lot of room for customization. You have customization for most body parts, costumes, emotes, and sprays. You can obtain cosmetics through the journey and through the shop. You can buy items using fan bucks, which cost real money, or you can use Flux, which can be obtained through journeys, leveling up a max level character, or through movie challenges. And that wraps it up for the Dead by Daylight Player's Guide to VHS. Now that the game is in early access, I plan to make more guides for VHS, as well as more content for it. So stay tuned for that. If you like this video and want to see more of my content, check me out on Twitch every Friday and Sunday before I stream. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all in the beyond. Have a good night, y'all.